Hey, what's going on, guys? Kalamazi here, and I've got something truly special for you today. Now, for a while now, I have been talking about Sow the Seeds and Affliction, both in pre-patch and I guess more so Shadowlands, and the fact that, well, I didn't think it was very good. More so the fact that it's really similar to Rapture, and I think there needs to be something that separates them. While I still do feel that way, we played a bit with Sow the Seeds today, and the results were really surprising. I received a DM last Wednesday talking about a build playing Sow the Seeds and a few other spicy talents at the same time. Then over the course of the next 48 hours or so, I started seeing it pop up a little more on some other streams, and I figured today we'd give it a shot on stream, explore a few different builds. People have been asking for Grimoire of Sacrifice a million times. Also look at Haunt, some other spicy talent combinations, and holy cow, I was really impressed with Sow the Seeds. Now, taking Sow does indeed mean that we're not taking Vile Taint, we're not playing Phantom Singularity, so it devalues some talent, some other abilities, essences, and makes some more powerful. So we'll get into all of that. What this video is going to be, I want to talk to you guys a bit about the build, the talents, the Azerite, the essences, the openers briefly. And then I have a Freehold 21, I believe it's a 21, that we ran where the results were pretty surprising. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Any WeakOS profiles or add-ons you see here are indeed available to you guys for free on my Twitch. If you want to swing by, hang out, grab them, ask any questions anytime. I will say the Warlock Central WeakOS that tracks my dots here, I did update it today to also track dot durations with Creeping Death and start glowing in Creeping Death's pandemic range. So if you don't have that or haven't updated to it, I would say go grab that. So let's get right into this, talking about the build and then go from there. Okay, so the build you're going to see in this run is playing Drain Soul, Writhe in Agony, Sow the Seeds, Grimoire of Sacrifice, and Creeping Death. Now, I will say in the video, we played Grimoire of Sac. I think Haunt is better. I'll do a brief damage, synopsis at the end of the run, but Sac was accounting for about 6.5 to 7% of our damage. Our pet just baseline is about 6%, 5.5%. So the fact that we're playing Sac, losing our pet, the utility which it brings, which the Purge or Singe that the Imp and Fellhound bring, are impactful. And the fact we're not playing the Haunt or Dark Caller to a similar extent also, I think, just makes Grimoire of Sac not the play. Regardless, though, talent-wise here, we're playing Writhe in Agony over Absolute Corruption because we're playing Sow the Seeds. Sow the Seeds is going to be our main AoE shard spender at 3 or more targets. It's what I did in this run. At 3 or more targets, we're casting Seed of Corruption, foregoing Rapture. We're still casting Rapture at when we have 2 targets or 1 target, obviously. But 3 and beyond, we're casting Sow the Seeds. So Writhe in Agony makes sense here. Number one, because our corruption is going to be permanent in a sense anyways because of casting so often. And really just that. It's just powerful. And the fact that it's buffed to 18 stacks instead of 15 means it's even more powerful than it was before pre-patch. We're also playing Creeping Death here. Now, this is a bit different. It's a bit interesting. I haven't played with Creeping Death in a long time, and juggling agonies and, in a sense, corruptions at times with Creeping Death felt weird in plus, but it felt impactful. I'll show you the damage breakdown here from the run. Agony was dealing over 20% of our damage, and corruption's up there too. Now, Sow is up there, which we'll get to in a minute, but you want dots to deal damage? Well, this might be the build for you. We're playing Creeping Death here because we're not playing Dark Caller. We were later on in stream we were playing Haunt over Grimoire of Sacrifice, but we're not playing Dark Caller, which means we're playing a 3-minute Dark Lair build. So playing Dark Soul means we have 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and then 1.5 minutes on Blood and Manifesto. Now you could play a different major essence. You could play Vita Charge, not like an unused trinket here, but I think playing Creeping Death, playing CD or essentially Soul Conduit. We played CD over SC because we're playing Lucid Miner here. And just overall, we have more haste, more stats. The Shard Gen was fine. We didn't really need Soul Conduit, I felt. But playing Creeping Death means that you can Dark Lair, Blood, Manifesto on cooldown together, and then Blood and Manifesto by themselves, and then when they come off CD again, you should essentially have your Dark Lair here. But we're not playing Vile Taint or Singularity either, which further devalues Dark Lair because of the dot extension it brings. All it really extends here are your agonies and your corruptions, and I guess your 1 UA. But your corruption's permanent in a sense anyways, because you're playing Sow the Seeds. So Dark Lair is really devalued in this build. But let's be real here, Dark Lair sucks anyways, as far as the actual raw damage that it deals. So I will say, I have talked for a while about Sow the Seeds being in a weird spot for Affliction. I do sort of still feel that way. While the damage in this build is impressive, Sow the Seeds damage scales with more targets. If I'm in a key like a Freehold or a Motherlode or like a Sanguine Depths in Shadowlands or other keys where you have like medium health mobs, but the packs are a lot more dense, Sow the Seed starts to outscale Rapture a lot when you get to 5+ mobs. We did a double poll in this Freehold coming up, and the seed damage is just insane because you're putting 3 seeds on 3 mobs, but each individual seed hits every mob that's in that poll. So it's really strong, and also taking into consideration you're not playing Vile Taint or Singularity. Even if you are playing Vile Taint, though, you don't have that permanent Vile Taint dot on the mobs for the whole duration of the poll. It's there for, you know, roughly 10 seconds with your Agony or Corruptions, and you Rapture it all down. But then you don't have those 3 dots rolling. So the Seeds gives you a lot more. Just the damage that it puts out scales so much with like these larger pulls. Whether you're pulling 1 pack with 5 mobs or 2 packs with 10. So the Seeds in larger, like more dense mob-based settings, just pulls ahead so much. You'll see it in the actual key here. But let's take a look at the opener, or openers, I guess, I played, and how we approach this key with Sow the Seeds. So like I said, there are a couple of different ways to approach this. For the most part, past the first run, we played Haunt. I'll keep Sack here just for simplicity's sake because we played Sack in the run. We did test a bit playing a Dark Caller build with Dark Soul Misery instead of Creeping Death because, like I did say, while Dark Lair is not very impactful here, you're not playing Vile Taint or Singularity, having that 2-minute damage profile and the extension to your dots, if you're pulling around your 2-minute damage like window, you're going to get an insane amount of burst with your Dark Soul, with your Dark Caller, and Dark Soul is a 30% haste increase, which means you're casting more Sow the Seeds. Now, the big thing here, we're playing Blood of the Enemy, and we only did 1 run with Dark Soul. I was sort of split on it, I'll be real with you. For the most part, Creeping Death felt pretty good, but the one thing here, you're playing Blood of the Enemy, at least I was, and the second half of this, the crit hit damage increase is only active for 5 seconds. So, for example, if you pop your Dark Soul, get your dots rolling, go Blood, Seed, playing Dark Soul, as long as my math is correct and you're pretty close to melee, should, for the most part, guarantee you, as long as your seed is popping almost instantly, which it should be, 2 Seed of Corruption, I guess, ruptures, pops on the mobs before that second half, the 5-second window drops on Blood of the Enemy. The same cannot necessarily be said with Creeping Death. It's still there, but like Dark Soul goes from Seed goes from a 2-second cast to a 1.6-second cast. So essentially you're looking at 3.2 seconds instead of 4 seconds for your Seed of Corruption. Lower GCDs as well, but popping Dark Soul early on. The burst damage is definitely there, but once again, it's a 2-minute damage profile. If you're playing this build, you're holding your Blood and your Manifesto for your Dark Soul and your Dark Glare, I guess. So there's give and take with both. But regardless, playing this build, for the opener, I want you guys to look at one thing here. Above my player bar, you're going to see I have a weak aura that tracks Racking Brilliance as well as the Cloak proc, Legendary Cloak proc. Now, the Cloak proc is RNG. However, in multi-target scenarios, you have a pretty high uptime on Racking Brilliance. Now, we are playing Sack here. As mentioned, I think Haunt is better than Grimoire Sacrifice, but for simplicity's sake in the video, we'll keep it simple. This is the opener that I followed playing the Creeping Death build. For the most part, we precast our seed. Let's clear us out. Agony, 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 and Agony. We'd roll our UA. Trinket, Zerking, Dark Glare, and we Blood. There's the Racking proc right there. Let's see if we can get anything else. And just start casting Seed of Corruption for the most part here. But you can see it's a slower opener in a sense comparatively to not having Dark Soul. But your damage is still there. We're getting some loose refunds here. There's a Cloak proc. And look at our dots falling. This is due to playing Creeping Death. You don't have anywhere near as much time to refresh your dots, or I guess to fill outside of your dots. But the crazy thing is, man, like, Racking is a pretty high uptime. It should proc probably pretty soon again here. Cloak's dropping now. There's Racking again. If you get the right procs in your opener, your damage is insane. Even without those like Cloak Racking overlaps, your damage is still pretty good. Look at our breakdown right now. We're at 40% Seed, 25% Agony, 12% Corruption. It's pretty strong. But let's take a look at an opener actually playing Dark Soul and look at the difference burst-wise. We burst, I think, about 11k there, max. Let's take a look at an opener Dark Soul-wise. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we're playing Blood of the Enemy Major with Conflict and Strife Minor, Lucid Minor, and Crucible of Flame Minor. If you don't have Blood of the Enemy Major, you can play Lucid Major, although with this build playing Sow the Seeds, Seed has a longer cast time than Rapture. So I think you have a bit of a higher chance of overcapping on shards in a sense, but it's still a solid alternative. We're playing one sud nonsense trade here. You can play 3-3, 3 heart, 3 racking. It's whatever at the end of the world. So single target, or I guess AoE opener, playing Dark Soul though. We've swapped to Dark Caller obviously because we're sinking here and here and here and here essentially, so our pets back out. So the difference here, not much. Precast Seed. I'll pop my Dark Soul now to help spread agonies faster. Agony, 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 agony. Put UA up, Trinket, Zerking, Dark Lair, Blood, and spam Seed. Now watch how high we burst here. We actually burst a decent bit higher because we're getting, like, you can see the crits go off there. We're getting at least 2 seeds with crits there. We burst about 16k. Our record is 20k. Bursting. That's with a cloak proc too, which we didn't get playing the other versions either, so it's actually pretty cool, pretty simple to compare damage wise from the last like creeping death build you saw. But the difference is that unlike the creeping death build is able to go back into manifesto and back into blood in about 55 seconds, this build is going to end up pooling or holding these for 30 seconds for your Dark Lair and your Dark Soul to come back around most of the time. But once again, our damage breakdown is pretty similar. You're at 20% agony damage, 43% seed, 13 corruption. Agony is a little lower, creeping's a tiny bit lower as well because you're not playing creeping death. But at the same time, it's still really similar. And playing Dark Soul gets you that extra like second seed cast with the blood of the enemy 5 seconds, like initial bonus crit damage from there. It's pretty solid, but at the same time, like I said, it gives you a bit of a, I guess, worse damage profile because you're holding for 2 minutes instead of 1.5 minutes. I haven't really decided which one I like more. Oh, you're also playing Dark Caller over Haunt, which, I mean, it'll get you more I-beam damage, but in the end, I-beam damage, who cares? So there's a bit of give and take here, but the crazy thing is, this key you're going to see coming up here, this is a tyrannical key. This wasn't even fortified, and this build actually cranked. Now, one thing I also want to mention here, when you're looking at single target, obviously so is not a DPS gain single target wise. You're not casting Seed of Corruption on pure one target fights, so you like to that extent, yeah, Vile Taint or PS would be better. However, Writhe is a bit better than AC as far as I've seen in Sims and things for single target, so it's not as bad as it seems. I was impressed with the single target damage of this build. The opener, however, and I guess more so maintaining dots outside of that, it's going to be the same opener. If I can precast UA, I'll do it great. Agony, Corruption, I'll pop my Dark Soul now. Trinket, Dark Lair, Blood, and just go. I'm sort of like, I'll Rapture here, but if you're not like in your Blood window or whatever, you don't, look at the Racking proc here, you don't really have a Singularity or a Vile Taint to dump all your Raptures in. So for the most part, it's more important to keep track of your Cloak proc and your Racking proc. I have Cloak proc here, for example. I have both now. Now I'll dump my Raptures. And outside of that, like, as long as you're not shard capping, you can, for the most part, just, I guess, hold your shards, as long as you're maintaining your UA, your Corruption, and your Agony. Because there's not a Singularity, there's no Vile Taint you're going to be putting up. So unless you're capping on shards, there's not really a huge reason to Rapture unless you're trying to burn down an ad, or something is happening and you need to just Rapture right now, until you have a Cloak proc and a Racking proc, or at least one of the two. If you're going to cap on shards, like now, I'll dump. If you're going to cap on shards, obviously dump. But I mean, for the most part, like, there's not really a reason not to hold for that. It's just really good, and that extra intellect is going to give you a lot more Rapture value. So that's what you Rapture around comparatively to Vile Taint or Singularity in single target, at least in my opinion. Let's get into the run. Boys, any questions about the run, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. We played the same build here, Blood, Conflict, Lucid, and Crucible Flame. I believe so. If we didn't, I'll update it. I had a feeling that might be coming, that actual, like, knockback. I had a feeling I was a little greedy in melee. I have threat here, too. I had a feeling I was being a little greedy there. A tiny bit. A tiny bit. That looks good. I agree. I'm actually going to Rapture a bit here. Dump some of these shards, start draining a bit. It doesn't look bad. We could have burst a little higher there. I had a feeling I get meleeed, but I wanted to run in and pop blood. So, let's go. Let's go. Time to zoom, boys. Can we get seed value here, dude? Seed value? Oh, dude. All the value, man. I have to refresh my corruptions, too. This is going to be spicy. That's some good burst. The burst is actually really impressive, I'm not going to lie. That was pretty solid. I am impressed. Oh, I just missed my agony. Alright, we can start hitting this thing, though. I'm really curious to see Grimoire of Sax damage at the end of this, too. Like, really curious. Looks better than I thought. A chance of Warlock. I do have Warlock guides. They're on my YouTube channel, if you want. I make guides for all Warlock specs. My YouTube channel link is down below. Pretty healthy burst. But it was. We could have burst a lot higher, too. So we have Blood off CD now. I'm going to pop Blood on the next trash pack, I guess. We could pop it here, but it's going to die relatively quick. We have Blood and Manifesto. It feels weird not having Vile Taint or Singularity in the opener. Like, I look down like, what have I not hit? Then I guess the answer is nothing. I just went into my Dark Lair. It feels really weird. Like, it's super awkward. Let's go. I was a little early there. I actually should roll my UA. These agonies drop fast with this build, man. They drop fast, man. Like, they drop really fast. I'm not used to watching agony timing there. Kill it fast, kill it fast. I'm not used to watching my timing there. Alright, so we have Dark Lair in 15. We have Blood and Trinket in 55, though. So we'll hold for those and then go. We're still going to Rapture single target and stuff. Not a whole lot changes there. Dude, our dots are dropping so fast, man. Like, it's actually crazy. Probably should max range this, shouldn't I? Nah, it's an early refresh, whatever. It feels weird not having like a Rapture window to really follow, you know? Not Drain, Rapture. There we go. I'm slowly going to shift out of the arena at a certain point here. Trying to. Damn it, it's so weird not having like any kind of like windows for your Raptures, you know? Haunt would definitely be like a single target gain, for sure, 100%. But I mean, like, we're just not playing it because we wanted to try out Sack here. Like, Haunt could be the better play. This is the first Kiwi run with this build. And everyone's been asking for a Grimoire of Sack build, so I said, alright, let's give it a shot. We'll see how it goes. So here we are. Let's go. What's our damage breakdown so far? Sack's doing 6.6%. It's not very impressive, honestly. Not very impressive. Maybe in DC. I think you have blood. I think you get the blood nothing on this boss. Otherwise, you screw melee. I mean, you have to watch the timing on it a bit. We should be okay. Shouldn't that big of a deal. I'm gonna gate this. Let's go. Can you show in like one of the talents? The talents are up here in the top left corner if you want them. They're always up here if you want to look at them for future reference. Everyone's gonna die here before I can start casting Seed, really. think I have Brett the Duelist. Yeah, I do. I can't catch that. Alright, good. Unfortunate, the whole pack died before we could really do much. I think so seems pretty good, honestly. Like, we've only had one big pack, boys. We've only had one pack with, like, big damage. Let's see how this pack goes. This is a larger pack. Let's see how it looks here. We don't have CDs for this either. These agonies drop so fast, man. Like, so fast. I'm gonna get clamped here. I'm gonna Rapture once or twice. I don't think so seems that bad. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't think it seems... That was no CDs and in the pack at 7K. It's not bad. It's not that bad. Sacrifice, I'm a little sketch about. We'll see the damage at the end. I think Haunt is probably just a better play here, but we'll see where it is. People wanted to see where it's been for a while. We also have like an event coming. Seed this thing. Like, can I seed and pop this? Okay, dude. Okay. Okay. It's so weird, the agony timing here. I'm just not used to refreshing so fast. Sack is horrible considering it gives them resource to give you some more damage. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if Sack is not matching your pet damage, you don't want to play it at all. Like, at all. I think it will more or less we get like a larger pull going, but as of right now, it look crazy impressive at all. Being in melee here is going to be a little scary. Honestly, everything died so fast, man. Yeah. Everything died so fast, dude. Like, jeez. Oh, this is with bolstering. We're gonna get the big dude too. This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be rough. Please. Why the bellow, dude? Why the bellow? I'm gonna Rapture like twice, dump shards here. That was interesting, to say the least. I'm not that mad about that. That was interesting, though. Getting gripped at the end really sucked, though. So we have CDs for this obelisk coming up, I guess. Just throw your seeds at them, they'll die. I mean, dude, like, the damage is impressive. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the damage is there. I'm impressed by how much So is dealing. 100%. I'm very impressed. For sure. For sure. This is also a spicy pull. I don't have coil. I don't have coil, dude. No. I'm trying to coil the blind rage. I don't know. Feels bad. Feels bad, dude. The boss damage is gross. We'll see where it's at. We'll see. I mean, it's not gonna be as good if you don't have Haunt, but it is what it is. Like people wanted to see Sack. I don't think Sack is better necessarily, boys. People wanted to see Grimoire of Sacrifice, so I am playing Grimoire of Sacrifice. Like that's why we're doing it. Like I didn't make the call thinking it's necessarily better. You know, what can you do? We get to resack. Yeah, I know. I had to resack last time we died too. The over damage super good. I'm sure it is. Like it's also a tyrannical week, not a fortified week, so it makes it a little rough. But yeah. Yeah. Please don't pull. I'm not ready. Please don't pull. Please don't pull. Just wait a sec. Please wait. Okay.
2,
Well,
1.
I don't have stones here, but... We're good here, actually. Ooh, racking proc. I wanted that shard. Sad day. Are you away? It's so weird not waiting for like a singularity window or a Biotite window. Like it's not at all. It's so weird, dude. It's so weird. Damage is going to be a bit inflated here, boys. This is a 2-target boss. But, like, I'm still impressed where it's at. I guess damage-wise a bit. I want to see the sack damage at the end. Where are we at now, actually? Stealing, like, 8.6%. I mean, 8.6% is probably a little more than a pet's going to deal. But we're also playing Grimoire of Sack over Haunt. And Haunt's going to amplify every single ability we have damage-wise. Every single one. You know? And that's also on 2 targets because of the weird scaling of it and everything. I'm putting stones down. Yeah, I want to come back. Might be what I was thinking of. Why are we playing Sack? Why are we playing Sack? I don't know. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you, big dog. Oh wait, seed spam. Seed spam, right. Seed spam. That's what I want. Seed spam. I'm all out of shards. Nah, I couldn't get that orb in time. I didn't really expect those to live as long as they did. Otherwise, we would have put a few more agonies up. But still. This build's fun, man. The damage is strong. Look at Seed of Corruption's damage right now, dude. 28%. Look at, boys, look at Agony's damage. 21%. And Corruption 15. You boys wanted a dot build that dealt damage. Oh, there you go. Best question is, why is the talent still in the game? I mean, listen, man. It's there to be tuned so that when they actually buff it, it'll be good again. When we get an intellect buff and stuff, we'll be good. We'll be good to go. We'll be good to go. Just bring back the int buff and we're solid. Also, it's also because you get a lot of mastery stacks. We're getting a lot of mastery. We're going over here. All right, cool. I don't have like I'm a little off of blood right now. Yeah, I could have Fury'd along the other pack too, but I mean, I just probably didn't have time at that point. I knew it was gonna fixate me, and then I would have had time in the long, or like at a certain point to coil. But I guess I didn't hit it fast enough. Thought it was on CD. I don't know. Whatever. It happens. Pally cranked this dude. Just pat light things. We're not gonna pat on dummies here. We don't have AC either, so it's sort of whatever. I'll put shards up. I guess agonies, but I mean, I don't know if I even want to. Like I feel like if I pat on dummies, people are gonna get angry. They'll call it excess pad. My UA target died. They'll call it excess pad, and I'll get yelled at on. You know how it goes, boys. You know how it goes. Can I catch the pig at the same time? Can I be the champion of this run? No, dude. Oh, I'm so bad. Imagine if Seed turns out to win over Rapture. I mean, in like larger, more mob dense AoE settings, it seems pretty solid, man. Like I'll be real. but I don't know what it's gonna be like in the long run. You know, my main issue, well, my main issue is I will say that we have not tested the damage as much. I'm pulling this thing too. Okay. As we probably should have. But my main issue is it's very similar to Rapture, and that's sort of annoying. You know, like they do very similar things. But Rapture is your main shard spender of your spec, you know. But then again, I don't know. It might not be a bad thing. Dude, I just want to cast a seed, please. Please, there we go. Hold on. I need to Rapture a bit here. Actually gonna desync and go here. We're still looking at like a minute and a half on our Dark Caller, or our Dark Lair. I want to get some usage in here, because there's gonna be RP. I don't know what else we're pulling trash-wise. We already pulled the large packs, so... What's the shoot? I mean, no, dude. I think we'll see So building plus 2 like Rapture's damage. I mean, even with Rapture's damage being the way it is, like, So seems pretty solid here. It really does. I'm impressed. It's better than I thought it would be. It certainly is. It certainly is. We're sort of playing a weird talent here as well with Sack. Like, I think it probably has an improved damage profile on bosses when you play Haunt. I do. I'm not going to dot dummies here. I'm not going to do it. We'll just go pure, like, just straight up normal build. Nothing crazy. We'll rock this, see where it goes. Alright, let's just start Rapturing, I guess. It's so weird having, like... It's just, I'll dump this too. Double proc? Yeah, okay. Need that shard. We're gonna have CDs after the Shark Tornado, so... We have him in like 8 seconds here. Oh, no, no, no. It's on me. Oh, it's on him. Now it is. Yikes. A bit awkward. A little awk. I wanted that shard, dude. One's dying. A lot. I'm trying to res him and not dump the shark on him either, but... Rapture before those cloak procs go away. Don't have any more reses, so hopefully nobody dies. I'm actually gonna pot again. Cloak procking Rapture a little bit. I want to wait Miraculous proc here too, though. There it is. Now we can Rapture. Oh, I wanted to commit, dude. I wanted the hard commit, man. I wanted the hard commit. It was too fast, dude. He was too high. He was too high. I wanted the hard commit, dude. Definitely more damage AoE. So, seed spams literally the whole point of the Yep. So, like, we're not gonna do it single target. We'll cast Rapture. But when it comes to AoE at 3 or more targets, yeah, we'll cast it. We will for sure. What does So stand for as contact? Yes, So gives you 3 Seed of Corruptions essentially whenever you cast one. And 3 seeds means that, I mean, there are times where a pack will jump out of the mob, like the one you have your Seed of Corruption on, which is incredibly annoying, so it doesn't spread to other targets. This timer's a bit scuffed here, actually. But the bigger thing is, like, you put 3 seeds out, so all 3 seeds explode onto the whole pack whenever one pops, essentially. When one pops, it'll pop the other 2. This feels a lot like Legion AF. Like, honestly, like, look at our overall damage. Look at our dot damage. 20% being Agony, 14 being Corruption. You have just see the Corruption. It feels pretty similar. Like, I'm gonna be real. It really does. It really does. It's fun. It's fun. It's so cool. There's so many different playstyles of AF right now that are all exciting. You know. What a Rapture once here, honestly. Me hit by the Saber, probably. Oh, nice, we did it. I probably could have waited for a Racking proc there, but we also had a Cloak proc, so I mean, it's sort of like a wash, I feel. Move you away over here, dodge both the Sabers, dump. We have Racking and Cloak proc here. We're gonna dump these Raptures now. Nice proc again. I don't know where they want to stack. I guess here is fine-ish. I'm gonna try and wait for Racking Cloak proc and see if we get it again for Raptures if we can. We should probably be looking to min-max more around that. If there's Racking proc, we don't have a Cloak. Like, if we have to dump, we'll dump. But I mean, yeah, we'll dump a little bit here. There we go. Like, we're not min-maxing around some weird singularity window. We're just casting Raptures when we have dots up. Because there's no, like, extra dot every X seconds, you know? That really went off. Yeah, we could have Raptured more there, but I mean... We'll hold CDs or burn, I guess, at this point. A little bit of pad, never hurt anybody. It's a fart warp. Cloak reproc? We had a rack and proc. Cloak reproc? Anything? Anything? Any cloak reprocs? Sad day. Sad day. I wanted to call a commit there, boys. I don't think if we had committed, that wouldn't have ended it very well. Nice. That's fun. Dude, I'm gonna be real, dude. Like, this build's pretty spicy. Mount? Dude, I'm never gonna get this mount. I'm never going to get this mount. I don't know what to say. We're never gonna get it. We're never gonna get it, dude. Never. Ever, ever, ever. Ever. Insane, man. Like, look at the damage breakdown here, though. Like, overall, like, where's overall damage? We finished at 5k. Seed of Corruption being 22.2%, Agony being 20.5, Corruption 13.5, then Rapture being 11. And a lot of this Rapture damage is when we have 3 or less, like 2 or less targets, more so. That's insane, man. We made like one pretty large pull, but we didn't like make a whole lot of other ones. But like a lot of other like huge pulls. Oh, we weren't playing Lucid in here either, minor wise. We played Breath. I forgot to swap off of that. We played Breath and Ancient Flame. I'll be real, it almost didn't feel like we really needed Lucid as bad though, because of Seed's like slower cast time. What is it, 2 sec versus Rapture being 1.2? It almost felt fine. There weren't many times where I was like, we need more shards with like explosive, I guess, Drain Soul gameplay and things. But that definitely could be somewhere you go with this too.